Hey, Word on the Curb family and friends. Word on the Curb podcast here. My name is Annette, and I'd like to welcome you here this evening. Welcome back. For those of you who visit us during the podcast, and for those of you who hop on after the podcast, thank you. We appreciate you. Tonight, we have a topic that I think created a little bit of controversy. There were some people who felt like they should put me in my place about a letter like this, and I told them, just as I'll tell you tonight, the only place I have is where I want to be. So thanks for joining me tonight. I'd like to shout out a few people. I'd first like to tell you that tonight we are broadcasting live to Facebook and YouTube only, and that is as a direct result of some marketing strategies. So, welcome tonight. You can see us normally at Apple, Spotify, Blurberry, and other places, but tonight we're only broadcasting to YouTube and Facebook. That's right. Word on the Curb podcast. And so there are many of you who are having dinner at this time, and you can watch us later as you typically do. And there are some of you who will, hop in and out into this live. Feel free to add comments, ask questions. And I'm working alone tonight, so I don't have anybody here in the studio to help me. And we're in the Black Girls Locker Room, as you know. This is where we broadcast live from. But put your comments in the comments section, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay? I'd like to shout out everybody who's celebrating an anniversary today. Reverend and First Lady Boyer over at Greater Mount Zion, happy anniversary. To those of you who are celebrating and I am not aware of who you are, I just want to wish you a very happy anniversary, and I want to salute love. Hey, in love is a great place to be. I know. I've been there. And every now and then, I have the opportunity to drop in when I choose. But happy anniversary. Love is a great place to be. And today is Valentine's Day. And for those of you who are single, celebrate the love you have for yourself. Yeah, do that. It's okay. Being single is not about being lonely. Being single just means that you're not in a relationship. And hey, everybody can't be in a relationship all the time. And some people are in relationships that they don't know they're in. That means side of the equation is having a relationship and the other side is not. You know what happens? Life is interesting and there are ups and downs. And here's what I want you to know. For those of you who are single and lamenting what you think might be a bad thing, sometimes we're held back from some things so that we can have better things. Remember that. It's okay to be single. Single is not a disease, it's a place. And it's a place where, you get to determine, whether you're going to stay in it or, move on and do some other things. But here's what I want you to know. Being a Valentine for the sake of being a Valentine isn't love. And so love is about honor and respect and mutual agreements and communication and friendship. It's about all those things. And so as you look and think about love today on what they consider Cupid's Day, I hope that if you are in a relationship, you are honoring it. If you're not, I wish you the best in your endeavors to have one. Hydrate, moisturize your feet, hands, and face, and mind your business. I don't know about anybody else, but this back and forth weather has my allergies in an uproar, an absolute uproar. So I'm going to do the best I can tonight. This letter is for Black men. And I speak to Black men because that's what I'm familiar with in terms of relationship and love and partnership. That's what I'm familiar with. I don't have any other experience except the experience with a Black man. And so tonight I speak openly and honestly to you in this love letter. And it's not all gushy and made up of sugar and spice. It's a letter that just tells you how much I think of you and value you as a Black man. What doesn't apply, please let it fly. Again, I want to remind those of you who think it is your place to put me in my place about writing this letter. I want to remind you again, I only have one place, and that's where I want to be. So I wrote this down. Again, we're live here at Word on the Curve podcast. Thank you for joining us. See us on Facebook and YouTube. Happy Valentine's Day, dear Black man. I hope this day brings you joy and recognition, the recognition that you want and deserve. This love letter is specifically for you. I want you to know that many of us recognize and understand your value in our society, as well as the challenges you face every day due to systemic racism. Yeah, we understand that. This letter is for adult men and coming from an adult woman. Okay? You are the foundation of our families, and your presence has a profound impact on the lives of our family, especially our children. We all know there are two sides to every story, so here's one from a mature Black woman who's unpacked and better today. Hello from the other side. We need you and your presence in our relationships. Now, this is for people who want to be in relationships. For those of you who are not, exhale and keep it moving if you're not interested. We need your presence in our relationships, Black man. Your presence, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. We need your presence. We value it and we value you. We want you to know it's okay to be vulnerable with us. And sharing your feelings creates an environment of comfortability for both of us. It does. We don't want you to always be rough and tough. Be a cream puff sometimes. It's okay. We like both sides of you. We love both sides of you. Please be clear about your communication style, because most of the misunderstandings in our relationships has to do with miscommunication. That's right. We miscommunicate what we're thinking, what we're feeling, how we get to certain places. We miscommunicate that a lot, and so it creates tension for both of us. So please be clear. Please be clear in the communication style that works best for you right up front. When you meet us for the first time, get to know us, give us a chance, get to know us. Don't group us all together, because what has happened, unfortunately, is that love and hip hop and these reality TV shows have created a lot of misunderstandings for a lot of people. That's not who we all are. That's right. It's not. We honor and respect men. And while I'm at it, let me remind you that for those of you who want an old-fashioned, traditional relationship, You have to provide like you're in one. See, the old-fashioned traditionals were the woman didn't work. So that's what you want. Be prepared to, provide. We love, honor, and respect your decisions when you're clear about them. Practice active listening with us. We see so much about how we're talking and, you're thinking about the football game, or there's bubbles showing that, okay, all right, this is where I say, sure, honey, I understand. That's not active listening. And that's a huge part of the miscommunication that we have. We love, honor, and respect you when you love, honor, and respect us. It's very difficult for us to be in any form of submissiveness. Ladies, I'm going to need y'all to step back because I know what's getting ready to happen. Submission is not control. It is love, honor, and respect and mutual understanding. And we submit to that. But we cannot submit and be in survival mode at the same time. So if you're in a relationship and we're in survival mode, we're not submitting. That's not going to happen. So, dear Black man, please hear me. Love, honor, respect, mutual understanding, and agreement is submission. And it's okay. And for those of us who understand what that submission means in a relationship, that it is not control, that it's mutual, is love, honor, respect, and mutual agreements, we're okay with that. There are plenty of us who are okay with that. Please save a non-judgmental space for us. And here's why. Just like we couldn't possibly know what it's like to be a man, I doubt very seriously if you fully understand what it's like to be a woman, to bear children, to prepare monthly to bear children, and everything that comes with that. It's difficult. It's not easy. We can blame it on a few things, but the reality of it is, our bodies and our hormones prepare us every month to bear children. That's natural. And when that period ends, the period of childbearing ends, it brings about something completely different. And so if you love, honor, respect, and want a loving, caring, and kind relationship with us, get up on that. Understand what that is and save a non-judgmental space for us. We have to feel safe to be vulnerable. Can't submit and be in survival mode at the same time. We want you to take the lead and take the time to get to know us. And when you do, be prepared to accept us just as we are. Accept us or leave us there. It's a choice. Another miscommunication in our relationships, dear Black man, is that you and us too get into relationships thinking we can love the change into somebody. We can't. What you see is what you get. If people want to change, they will do it as a direct result of wanting to do it, and not because you love them or you're providing for them or you're doing anything else. That's not real love. Change happens when a person is ready to change. So take the lead and take the time to get to know us. And when you do, either accept us as we are or move on and find what you want. No harm, no foul. Just move on. And by the way, as much as you want a woman who hasn't laid her head in every bed, we want the same for our men. There is nothing sexy about a man who has been everywhere. That's not manly, that's weakness. The inability to discipline yourself, and have some self control about where you drop your head in the bed at. There's not a pill for everything. And some of you, take a look, are dying right now as a direct result of dropping your head in every bed. So that's not what turns us on. We're not excited by that. We don't need to prove that we can have you. We have ourselves. This is coming from a woman's point of view. And it's simply my point of view. Again, for the ladies out there, what doesn't apply, please let it fly. Dear Black man, we need you. And so here are a few things I'd like to leave you with tonight in this love letter. And it is a love letter because it's coming from a place of love. Don't work against your peace. If you say you want a woman who will work with you, build with you, create with you, and provide with you, then stop chasing looks and start looking at heads and hearts, because that's where the real answer is. Bodies don't last. Great sex doesn't last. Women aren't the only ones who go through changes in their body changes. Yours does too. Be mindful of that. Don't ask for what you can't provide. Want that tradition? Then be traditional. Love, honor, respect. No matter what happens, Black man, show up for your family. Don't ever let any woman, man, boy, or child, family member, friend, or foe come between you and your children. If you're married, be married. Get out the streets. Those side chicks are just that, side chicks. And for the side chick, here's a side note. If he wanted to be with you, he would. He's with his wife for a reason. Don't listen to that, I'm there for the kids. Don't listen to, I'm only there because of finances, or I'm waiting for A, B, C, D, and E. When a man wants you, he will get you by any means necessary and make you his wife or his significant other. If they're not doing that, it's because they don't have an interest in that. They like the friends with benefits option. And sometimes so do some of the women out there. I'm not one of them. That's right, I'm not. I know what I want. I like the woman I am. And I'm prepared to love a Black man properly. Don't ever let anything come between you and your children. When you're in a relationship, be in it or get out of it. Stop playing games. You're only fooling yourself. And eventually, all the things that you thought that mattered so much, that great look, that great time, that fades. And then what do you have left? Not much. That goes for both of us. Your self-esteem and your self-confidence begins with you. And if you put that in the hands of anybody else, dear Black man, you're going to suffer. Nobody else can give you self-confidence or self-esteem unless that's who you are and what you want. It comes from within. It's a here and a here job. It's in your heart and it's in your head. The same way I tell you, don't look at bodies, but look at her heart and look at her head. That's where it all begins for all of us, not just you, but for us too. Remember that. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will. And here's what I want you to know. At the end of the day, at some point in time, you're going to be alone. And what are you going to do with that alone time if you spend all of your time ignoring your family, your wife, your children, your significant other, playing a game, and trying to get at her friends? That doesn't speak very well of you. See, a man with a good heart, a good mind, and good character, that's sexy. Yeah, That's what us grown women want. And if you want to build and get to a place that you've never been before, hook up with a woman who is prepared to do that too. Okay? A body's not going to get you there. If you want a woman with a heart, stop chasing girls for their bodies. There's a difference between a young girl and a grown woman. Get up on that too. Wherever you are and whatever you decide to do, please level up. That's sexy as well. We can tell the difference, dear Black man, in a man who is about his business by the way he moves. And a woman with standards couldn't possibly have standards that are too high unless you don't know how to reach. That's right. Too high standards has often been defined as a woman who refuses to settle for less. There are some things as a Black woman, and a seasoned Black woman, I might add, that I will not ever accept. I won't. And it doesn't mean my standards are too high. It means that I think a lot of myself. And I want a partner that I will think equally as well of and that I can love, honor, and respect too. Dear Black man, we need you. Please get out the streets and level up. We need you.